So the problem I have here is I went to use my winch, and when I pulled out the connector, the whole darn thing came out. So we're going to have a look, take the cover off and see what's going on inside. Hopefully there's no parts involved that would make it budget friendly. Now the other issue too is I found out that Smittybuilt was actually bought out last year, January 2023, and apparently parts are extremely difficult to get, if you can get them at all. So the only way to get Smittybuilt stuff seems to be if a store has it actually in stock. So hopefully this will be a simple fix. Looks to be simple because, I mean, the wiring is intact. The winch works otherwise. Let's have a look. Let's unplug it. And what do we got? We got you can see right there, it's supposed to be a set screw, which has fallen out. Let's have a look. Gotta take this apart and see if I have a screw that fits in there. That's going to be a pretty tiny screw. We got 9 locks on the other side, so we have to stop that from turning by using a flat blade screwdriver just to I've had this winch for, I don't know, 4 years or something. I think I might have bought it 5 years ago even, but it was on sale at the time for, I think it was $355. Can you imagine? $355 for a winch. Now with post-COVID pricing, it's pretty hard to find one that seems to be for like under $1,000. So you can see this is actually keyed. There's a little bump right there, which goes inside there. The camera does not focus at all, of course. So when it goes in one way, pull through, it's got to go in a bit deeper, and there it is right there. So it lines up with that, so we got to find a screw. I know there's a screw because I've watched this before. That's the one. That's going to be the one, the little short one. Is it going to fit? Look at that. It screws right in. Now, that was an easy fix. Didn't even cost any money. Just time. One thing I'm surprised about that with those little tiny pins in there. I'm surprised they lasted that long. The worn winch ones are a lot bigger, but those little tiny things, I thought they'd be breaking off by now. Even just from corrosion and such, but not that I've used the winch lots of times, but I mean, you know how it is, the winch you don't use very much. I mean, in one year you probably don't even get half an hour of winching on. So it's held up quite well. Gonna put the screws back in, and gotta use the flat blade to hold it so I can tighten it up. This was a steel winch cable that I bought. That's why it was $355, and I converted it to a synthetic line. I can't remember if it was a year later or something like that. Synthetic line's starting to look a bit rough though. Not so much from usage, but what I didn't realize is when I the aftermarket bumper that's on there, the oval cutout they have in the front for the winch cable or line to pass through wasn't actually cut large enough, so as the winch rope came out, it was actually passing right over the edge of the bumper and chafed it. Which I didn't find out till later, but there you go. Let's plug it back in, connect it up, and see. Should all be working. Now, as always, when you're dealing with screws on the outside of the vehicle, for sure, every time it's a machine screw, make sure you put on some anti-seize. Especially for us guys up in the Pacific Northwest, where it's always moist, not always moist, but it's moist most of the year, so very important to always use that. Especially in this case, because the little screws are actually aluminum, but they go into a steel bracket, and steel and aluminum don't really play nice together. It's called galling. It's a form of corrosion, and then it can make them very difficult to get out. That bumper, I think I paid about $350 for that too. That's from Paramount Automotive. They make some good stuff. Well, they make all sorts of things for different vehicles. I think they, I believe, supply a lot of the manufacturers. But their stuff is, well, it's hard to get TJ stuff, unfortunately. I mean, that's one reason why I went with Jeeps for off-roading, because, you know, trying to get parts for Toyota or Suzuki was pretty tough. So Jeeps usually, so many parts and options out there. I mean, it's still the best option, I think, when it comes to aftermarket accessories and all that, but TJ parts are becoming a bit harder too, again, with post-COVID especially. So I've had my Paramount fenders on order for over 3 months, and now they have decided that they're not available at all with no ETA, so I have to find something else for the front. There you go, pull it up. Oh, it stays in put. Yeah, let's see if the winch works. Yep, it's a go. Look at that. Would you look at that? Awesome. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.